I'm going to start with a poem from the first book of Garden Roses, Volume 1. This one's called Mullingar. Somewhere beyond the pale, my rider calls to me, past rolling fields of green, down stone-fenced, lined lanes, where the mist hangs heavy like ripe fruit on the vine. I close my eyes and see her before me, hair like silk and skin softer than velvet, eyes that twinkle like Galway crystal, and the purest soul I've ever known. Oh, that I could make this place my home. I am but a stranger to this land. Here I have sown no seeds, nor have my hands graced a plow. I sweat not, nor am I burdened by duty. I am a rover, a traveler, a pilgrim for love. I seek to cure the condition of my heart, and only in her arms will my soul rest. Like a ship tossed on the waves, I seek safe harbor, and it is the lighthouse of her warm and gentle spirit which guides me home. All right, that is A Garden of Roses, Volume 1, available on my website, maverickrosemusic.com. There on the screen. That one's called Mullingar.
Should put some of those to music, my friend.
We'll figure it out, man. Maybe we will. Maybe even later tonight. I don't know.
Ooh, you could do a whole show on that.
I am Maverick. This is Darcy. I've got Jim here with me as well. We're doing the thing. So I want to welcome you to the Maverick Rose Music Hour. We'll be doing all kinds of interesting discussions about music tonight. We are here at Niche Wine Lounge in beautiful Holly Springs, North Carolina. And
live at the Niche.
That's right. It is live at the Niche. Niche does live music 6 nights a week, some type of entertainment 6 nights a week. And I will just say that we'll be doing a live performance after the podcast tonight. So stay tuned. We'll do a little performance there over on the stage. But we are sponsored by Rescued Wood Rehab, and we got Marty here from Rescued Wood Rehab right now. What's going on, Marty? I like the glasses, man.
Hi, Maverick. I wanted to fit in.
Super cool, bro.
Yeah, I want to fit in. It'd be
Looking
like
good.
you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, Jim and I don't always wear glasses, but when we do, it's super fly. Speaking of which,
I didn't bring a
if
drink.
you hear us say Gemini out there, you can take a drink of whatever you got. So whether it's alcohol, whether it's water, tea, whatever you're drinking, feel free to drink along with us here at the Niche.
I will partake.
You will partake, all right.
First time you haven't had a beer in your hand.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Yeah. So the Maverick Rose Music Hour is brought to you by Rescued Wood Rehab.
Nice.
We're very proud
like
to do that. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
That's good.
And
so,
if it wasn't our wood, you might want to get it checked.
That's right. Now, really quick, we got wine, beer, and boards coming up.
We do have.
I got the.
I was just waiting to see if anybody would catch what I just said, but it's an afterthought.
It'll be in a song later. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. So wine, beer, and boards. Yes, we're doing epoxy class on the 21st. We've got very few spots left.
Yeah,
it's going to be here at Niche Wine Lounge.
So explain really quick to the people. You got examples here at the bar, right?
Yeah, we do have some examples around the bar. People can pour their own epoxy and make their own charcuterie board. It's a really fun time.
One of the things that I love about the Wine, Beer, and Boards events is it is a chance for us to dispel some of the hurtful rumors about epoxy that are floating around that have even been propagated on this show. Wait a minute. We've got the director of marketing at Rescue Wood Rehab right here on camera. That is Bud the Shop Dog.
Dispelling rumors right now.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely.
So we are trying to dispel the painful rumors. People have said that epoxy has caused disfigurements and other things and whatever.
Not people, Jim.
Jim has said that.
Does anyone drink the epoxy instead of the drink by mistake? You said pour the epoxy.
We're going to pour the epoxy.
It is liquid when it goes in.
You know, I suppose there are certain things. I think we've probably overregulated a lot of things, and that's one of the things that I'm just going to say, you know what, if you drink the epoxy,
we're going to let it be.
That probably was your own
You have a different,
different problem.
Yeah, you have a different
Absolutely.
problem.
So, our very nice vinyl of the week this week is Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones, if you're playing along at home. So we'll be talking about that a little bit later. As always, we do themed cocktails. You got your cocktail ready, Marty? Is there?
I have a bartender who's running.
Okay,
he's
bringing it. He's bringing it.
He's running.
It's coming.
He's running. So I'm going to get the drink right now. Yeah.
Okay, here it is. It's coming up right now. So, again.
I bet it's going to be a sticky finger.
When we say Gemini, you'll know to get it. So.
What's this one called?
Let's take a little sip.
I have a drink now.
Yeah, what's it called?
I don't know.
You don't know? Yes,
No.
you do.
Andy,
Come on.
what is this called?
I have blue balls that taste like applesauce.
I'm going to say it.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is called I have blue balls that taste like applesauce.
Okay, and that is a reference to the song on Sticky Fingers, I've Got the Blues. All right.
I was going to say, I don't remember
Does
those
it taste like
lyrics.
applesauce?
It actually does taste like applesauce.
Nice. Well, there you
It
go.
is quite lovely.
All right. Well,
It's
Jim and
blue,
I
and it's blue.
look forward to seeing you drink that. But yeah, we do themed cocktails
I
each
wanna
week.
taste it.
Yeah.
Well, since you
Here
said
it
it
comes.
tastes like applesauce,
She said she.
a
it's
drink
little
that
sweet.
tastes
Here
like
it is. Here it is.
applesauce.
Coming in shot.
That's
Hey, hold it up
nice.
for the camera right here. That's a really attractive
That is
drink.
so
right there.
nice and
No, that's it.
frosty,
That's
too.
it. So Andy is our master mixologist out here at the Niche Wine Lounge, and he makes all types of delicious beverages. We're so thankful to have him make themed cocktails for us each week.
I don't
Oh,
know.
Jim's falling off the wagon again. I thought that we were sober buddies, but so I don't drink, and Jim usually doesn't drink, but you have influenced him to.
No, that was all right.
It's just
Gotta
a
be
taste.
careful. It's a slippery
just a
slope. out
taste.
here.
This-
All right.
This show is
didn't
dragging
like
me
it.
into all kinds of things I don't normally do. You know what I did today for the first time in my life?
What's that?
I bought some makeup.
Some makeup?
Yeah.
Some makeup.
Because I got a zit on my face. I didn't want to be a distraction. So I'm in the drugstore, and the ladies behind the counter are having a good laugh. The old man trying to figure out,
Did you tell her because you were
Dude,
going to
could've
be on a
called me. I wear
podcast?
makeup all the time.
is there a men's section of makeup or what? Okay, what's this? You know, my girlfriends used to have it. They'd daub it on. Oh, Jim, you have such nice skin. Oh, I don't anymore. So
So why did you tell me you needed makeup?
just to hide this thing.
No,
here?
did you say because I'm going to be on TV?
Oh, yeah, I said that. You know, they believe me, right? So here's a cheap one, $5.
So we're getting our money's worth out of Marty tonight.
I'm gonna let you
All
guys
right.
get
Well,
back
thank
at
you so
it.
much, my
So,
friend. We appreciate.
We'll talk soon.
We appreciate Rescue Wood Rehab and for you being a part of the show.
I
Thank you,
think
my
that
friend.
is so funny.
That is.
Did you feel a little silly?
A little silly.
Yeah, but you did it.
I don't mind feeling silly.
Where'd you go?
That's right.
Walgreens.
And you asked the ladies for help?
Yeah, it was like, I bring it up and it's like $12. I said, I thought it was $5. I said, oh no, it's got to have the sticker on it. So I trundle back over there and futz around for another 10 minutes. And I
Do you want
found-
some eyeliner?
No, I'm good.
That I got
He's
you.
got all
You
kinds
got-
of...
yeah,
I
you've
the
got all
eyeliner you
that.
need, man.
You've
I
got all
you.
that.
I got you. So, let's move right into the music.
That
We're not
is-
talking about music a lot. Let's get
I
into
don't
the
know. I
music.
could
here.
keep talking about this for
We
a
could
while.
keep talking about Jim wearing makeup is pretty.
And
much
he's in a good mood tonight.
That's good. That's because he's excited about season 2. So everybody who's out there, just so you know, we've got one more episode in season 1. We're going to take a week off, and then we're going to come back in May with season 2. We've got all kinds of
Did we get
new
renewed?
and exciting. We did.
We got renewed.
So
Thank you.
Marty and Ted decided to stay on board. All of our wonderful patrons out there at patreon.com/the Maverick Rose Music Hour. You get
awesome.
these lovely buttons that you don't have yours. Yeah, so but you've got yours representing us. So Marty has his on. Those will go to our first 40 patron subscribers there. So it is the logo for the show, and it's on a nice button.
And
so
thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you
so,
for being
So
here.
yes, we have been renewed. Season 2 is coming, and we'll have all
Yes,
types
thank
of
you,
new
thank
segments.
you.
So yeah, thank you so much for
I'm
all of your
excited
support
about
out there.
that.
Without you, we could not do it.
So we get a week off?
We will take a week off.
What do
Not
we-
next week, but the week after.
What do we get to do on our week off?
I think we're going to talk business is what's going to happen. So we're going to
Damn.
get things ready for season 2. So
We'll meet at Walgreens. Is that good?
That's right.
Jim?
Yeah,
meet up at Walgreens.
with my Patreon check, I'm going to buy like one of them big candy bars.
Ah.
There it is.
Like $100
All right.
grand bar or
Yeah,
something? Yeah.
maybe 200 grand.
Oh,
So
200
if you're a
grand.
subscriber out there in Patreon land, you're going to be help supporting Jim's candy habit. That's what's going to happen. All right. So let's talk about the 1970s. What do you say? It's a good era for music. We've talked about the 60s. We've talked about the 80s. I think it's time to talk about the 70s.
And we've kind of talked how they both blend into it.
They do, and I think
Jim
that
has notes.
Oh, go ahead, Jim. I'll let you take it away, my friend.
Make sure to clean up after you do. Oh,
That's a different.
Oh, I thought you typed it out.
no, that was the wrong side.
He
No,
always
I'm-
uses the back.
I'm
of
just
something.
struck by the variety. I just wrote down a bunch of different bands and songs, and I don't even know how to tackle the 70s. So
Yeah, the 70s.
You guys start.
Well, I was going to say the 70s is really interesting because I think that you got the shift. So the 60s was sort of the awakening of the modern music era. There is a distinct line. A lot of people would draw that line at the Beatles, but there's a whole movement of music. The British invasion came in. The Summer of Love, psychedelic movement, all of these different things are going on sort of at the same time. The protest songs, just
Woodstock? No, that was 60s.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
the 60s sort of sparked the modern era of music.
Yeah.
The 70s was the evolution. That's where you see the big arena bands start to come in, the massive touring acts.
The shows,
The
right?
showmanship
Yeah.
starts. Now, you can make the argument, I know we talked a lot about arena rock and stuff like that in the 80s, but the 80s is sort of them building on what happened in the 70s. Because the 70s, you got The Who, which I know they're a 60s band, but still, Zeppelin, you know, all these bands coming into their own. And then you've got the birth of bands like Journey. I know we talked about the Police before. They're a 70s band.
Yeah, late
the
70s.
Eagles. You've got all of these massive touring acts where you're seeing, you know, huge sold-out shows going all over the country. And that really hadn't been done to that scale prior to the 70s.
Is that kind of when, like, for lack of a better word, costumes kind of came into play, or you think?
Well,
was that
that's
with
the
Rolling
argument. That's
Stones
the
and
argument of
stuff?
glam, right? So
Yeah.
you start seeing that because you got like Bowie coming in, T-Rex with Mark Bolan, Elton John comes in.
Yeah.
All these guys who start putting an emphasis on, and a lot of that is because it becomes a theatrical act.
It does.
It's not just standing on stage still playing. I mean, some people were still doing that, standing on stage just playing, sitting still. But there is this idea of like, if we're charging these guys this money and we are packing this arena out and they're way in the back, how do we entertain them?
Right.
And that's where they start to develop this image. And
Well,
this,
I'm thinking of like, and I don't know, maybe I'm in the wrong era, like the Commodores, the Temptations, you know, wearing the matching costumes, doing the dances,
all
doing
of
the
that,
whole
yeah.
big.
And that's and I know we're going to talk about it a little later today, but that's where television comes in too. Not specifically MTV because we already talked about MTV.
Yeah.
But the idea that people can see you that aren't there.
Right.
So whether it's the Ed Sullivan Show, whether it's SNL, whether late night, whatever you're doing, video starts to come into it, even though MTV is still a ways off from that.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the business evolved, but not necessarily the music, for me.
Because the Beatles broke up, didn't they?
Well, they had their solo stuff. Some of the 60s bands made their best stuff in the early 70s, specifically The Who and the Stones, I would say.
Yeah.
And the Kinks had a string of good albums.
I was just thinking-
Sparrow out there on YouTube said Alice Cooper. Yeah, Alice Cooper.
And,
coming out
along,
doing
and
the
along
thing.
those lines, I was thinking,
Yeah.
when did Kiss come into creation?
In the,
It was in the
that's
70s, right?
yeah.
And that
Sabbath.
really-
Queen was maybe my favorite.
So you want to
band from
watch
the 70s?
something happen? So Gene Simmons has said that when they formed Kiss, they wanted to be the American Beatles. So that he wanted each of them to write songs and bring different things, and they wanted to be the American version of the Beatles. That was what Kiss was supposed to be.
Does that
were
even
they-
warrant a comment from me?
There we go. That's the Jim I know.
Do you
and
think
love.
they made it? Do you think they
Oh,
were the?
sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought Jim would like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would agree with that. Well, and they did. They separated their solo albums.
Yes, yeah.
They did. Yeah. You don't like Kiss?
He's not a fan.
They were a joke band to me, you know.
Okay.
Just don't say that to
And-
Paul Stanley.
And songs, I didn't get the songs like "I Want to Rock and Roll All Night" and stuff like that.
It's their anthem,
like-
man.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's
so you
like
will
dull stuff to sing about.
you will find that Jim doesn't like
Good for
songs.
you.
He's not big on songs about rock stars. If you're complaining about the rock star life or you're pushing the rock star life, he's probably not.
What
With
about-
the exception of "Turn the Page," he likes Bob Seger.
That ain't
Turn the
bad.
Page.
Oh, that's a great song.
That's got
Yeah.
a gritty.
But
like,
if it's the whole thing like "My life is so hard with fame and success," he's not going to be about that. And if it's like "All I do is rock and roll all day," like he's not going to want to hear that.
Do you know
either,
when I
so.
was a kid in Michigan, Bob Seger's keyboardist lived down the street. So
Really?
isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Never met him. But
So-
I know he lived there.
So you're saying Queen, which is interesting because Queen is kind of thought of as sort of the fathers of arena rock. You know, you couldn't have the big shows that you had in the 80s without the stuff that Queen was doing.
yeah, well,
But that's not why you
I
like
was
them.
seeing
I know,
bands
I know.
initially in like small clubs like this.
Yeah.
Even the Who.
Uh-huh.
And then in like movie theater size arenas.
Right.
And then in the early 70s, you're right. I saw the Who at Boston Garden. They sounded horrible. Springsteen was able to do the big shows. He had the equipment.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what it evolved into, was playing for I don't know how many thousand.
How much of that do you think was influenced by like Woodstock and Altamont and those big festivals where they said, let's do that, but with one band kind of in a slightly scaled down version? But do you think there was any of that where they're looking at that and trying
Well,
to capitalize on?
You know, they
The
saw
business
there
of
was
it.
a
there's,
market.
there's an appetite for mass gatherings for
The
music.
more people you can fit in,
It's
you
more
know.
money.
It's lot
And
more money.
I read from the Rolling Stone. I can't remember his name right now. The Rolling Stones touring manager in the '70s, and one of the things that he said was, he said if they could sell out 3 nights and then do 95% capacity on the 4th night, they would do 3 shows. He
Really?
said you always keep it so that there are some people that didn't get in that wanted to come, so that the next time you come through, you sell out again.
And I bet they still do
And
that
that's
now,
the business.
right?
That's
yeah.
the business side. So you say, okay, we can sell out 2 nights, 3 nights. We're going to get close. We're not going to sell it out. They don't do the 3rd show.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you've got to be able to keep them wanting more.
Keep them wanting more,
So
yeah.
the business aspect, and it's interesting. You and I have talked about this before, but when the music industry first started, you got the fat cats with the cigars sitting back. They don't know anything about music. They're just trying to make a paycheck. And then music sort of developed into these people who are then trying to set the trends. They're trying to say, no, I know what's cool. The artists are not going to tell me what's new. We're going to do it. And I think it was actually better when the guys with the paychecks, with the money that were running the thing, they didn't know what was going on.
No.
Because they were willing to roll the dice.
But did they let them do what they wanted to
They got
do?
to do what they wanted to do. And that's why the Who were able to drive cars into swimming pools and throw televisions out of hotel rooms and stuff, because the record company was like, hey, as long as you're making the paychecks, we'll clean up behind you. We'll pay
Their
for it.
lawyers were there too.
That's right.
Their lawyers were there. Yeah. I think the big shows are cool.
Yeah.
I personally don't like to go unless I have really good seats.
Hey, Patty, I see you out there in internet land. We got good. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on YouTube, too. We got a
Yeah,
good crowd
thank
out there.
you.
So.
I'm not a fan of live music in general.
But
He just makes it.
But that's what he does.
He doesn't care.
But
to
that's what
I don't
you
have
do.
to watch
It's
myself
because
do
it's
it.
a spectacle. There's a spectacle there.
He
and
still
Jim-
has not watched.
doesn't like
Did you
at
see
all.
Billy Joel last night?
I'll tell you this.
on
Jim
what?
has never seen one of our podcasts.
Billy Joel where?
You didn't see it?
What?
On TV, Billy Joel?
No.
The 2-hour concert?
No. What was it on?
CBS.
Why didn't you call me?
How did you not know? They've been advertising it.
Hey, Darcy,
like,
do
for
you know why he
weeks.
calls you Phyllis?
And I have to sit through that
Yeah, me either. I don't know.
Lady Gaga
I don't know
commercial.
what you're talking
Who's
about.
calling who Phyllis? What's with that Lady
Is there a
Gaga
joke there that I'm
commercial?
not getting?
Oh.
I don't know.
That
You guys
was
are
a
laughing.
throwback to episode 4 when Jim asked, when he asked Dave why he calls him Ed. It's an inside joke to
All
those of you
right.
that have been watching out there. He's like, do you
Well,
know why I call you
now
Ed?
now I kind of
He's
get
like,
it.
do you know why I call you Ed? He's like, because I don't know why I call you Ed. Your name is Dave.
I'm a little upset I missed Billy Joel.
You miss Billy Joel.
Was it
though.
good?
That's the.
It wasn't bad. He played too many Billy Joel songs.
I hate when that happens. I'm gonna have to look. I bet it's streaming now and I can watch
Oh,
it.
yeah. Because there
killing
was a
me tonight,
big,
Jim.
big to-do at the end because he's in the middle of Piano Man and cut to the news.
Oh wow.
I thought it was just locally, but it was nationwide, and they're getting
So everybody.
hold
gets
of it.
upset
Oh,
about
that's
that.
not a
You
good
can't-
thing.
You can't.
So
cut
they're
it.
gonna air it. They're gonna air it again in like 2 weeks.
Did his daughter come out and sing with him?
His daughter?
His daughter's a singer.
No, I don't think so. I was nodding off now and then.
Oh, well, we just got really off topic. Sorry. I'm just a
But
little
it's
heartbroken
relevant.
that I
Billy
didn't know
Joel.
about
Billy
this.
Joel was doing stuff back in the.
Yeah, he was a 70s.
He was kind of
guy.
rough and
70s.
tumble back
Yeah.
then, right?
Yeah.
Him and Elton John. He never
In
looked
fact,
like
a lot
rock
of people
star.
prefer Billy Joel's '70s music.
Yeah, correct.
The '70s was to me, the '70s was a golden era for songwriting.
Well, you,
Wait, why
for
did you said Elton
songwriting.
John never looked like a rock star?
Elton or Billy Joel.
I think Elton John did.
Well, he tried to dress like one. He looked like a doofus still. I'm sorry.
No, well, he did that for marketing.
He
did
had
that
no
to get
choice.
attention. Plus, he's a fabulous singer and songwriter
Yeah.
and piano player. Yeah. Is there a
Except
concert
for-
of his coming up that I don't know about?
I hope not. I can't hear that Benny and the Jets with the the 7th chords, 2 in a row. Bum, bum.
I don't
That's
even
like
know
a,
chords.
That's like a number 2 pencil
You don't like
stabbing
that?
at your sphincter, you know.
Oh my gosh, Jim.
If you
We're
listen
going
to that
there.
with headphones, you're going to crap yourself, I tell you.
Maybe you could get some Depends at Walgreens too.
That's right. While you're
Maybe.
there. While you're there.
I'm starting to know the store well.
Oh my gosh. So
All right, let's get down to brass tacks.
This has
here.
gone
yeah.
really bad.
So what are your notes on the '70s here? What do you
Oh,
got,
I
man?
just
What are
wrote
you-
down a bunch of songs and bands. My
Yeah.
Sharona, Grease, Saturday
My
Night
Sharona,
Fever.
Cher, you watching?
That looks like Bambi, but it can't be. No, Brandy.
She's a fine girl.
1970, Bridge Over Troubled Water and Let It
That's
Be
right.
were both on the radio at the
That's
same time.
awesome.
Lean on Me, Donna Summer, Carpenters.
Some of these things you have written here, I don't piss off cake.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Okay.
Year of the Cat and Baker Street were two similar spooky-sounding songs.
Yeah.
Oh,
You had your Zeppelin and your Aerosmith and your Cooper and your Sabbath. Jackson 5, Three Dog Night, Carole King, Roberta Flack had two huge hits.
You forgot the
The 70s
Osmonds.
was
If you're into
fantastic,
Jackson-
man. It's
Are
a
they on
great
there?
time for music.
No.
Well,
I
if
didn't
Jackson
wanna
5 on there,
mention
the
the
Osmonds need to be there.
I didn't need to mention them.
Oh, sure you did.
Yeah. Disco.
Debbie Boone,
Bee Gees,
Barbara Streisand.
The Star is Born, second time around.
Yeah. And then at the end of the decade, disco and punk, two very disparate, I don't want to say useless forms of music. There's some good disco and some good punk.
There's
Most
good and bad about
most
music.
of it is not. That's true.
I mean, every bit of music.
Yeah.
And every
Sturgeon's Law says 90% of everything is crap. Is that true?
Could be.
Sturgeon?
Could be.
Theodore Sturgeon, sci-fi writer. All right.
Oh, I thought he was. Okay, so
Get
that
to
is
that.
the 1970s.
Somebody could get
for
that and get
you,
your
so
autograph, and
that's
maybe
right.
someday it'll be worth a lot of money.
That's right. We'll auction
Well, you
that
don't have to
off
get it now.
at the end of season 1. We'll auction off Jim's notes.
I got more
He's
notes
got-
on that.
oh, he's going to need that.
For
So this
later
was
on.
this was the equivalent. If you ever seen the meme where the person throws all their papers up, they're like, "I'm out." This is the and then wait, it's only Thursday. I still need these. Yeah, that's the whole thing that just happened. Jim's like, "I'm done with these notes." Not really.
But you're not really.
Not really.
No, I'm not.
So,
Are you
uh,
saving all your notes?
Nope.
Hey,
No?
Jim,
Nope.
Sparrow out there in YouTube wants to know your take on ABBA.
I like ABBA. They have some stirring songs. I have ABBA's greatest hits on CD. Now, back in the 70s, I didn't like any of these bands because it wouldn't be cool to like them, you know.
That's
But
fair.
now I run around. I got my Carpenter's greatest hits. And all
Look,
that.
I pulled up next to him at a traffic light the other day, and it was like Waterloo, and so I was like,
Were you
"What is
singing it?
happening right now?"
Yeah.
Did you see the movie or the play, Mamma Mia?
No.
Oh, it's great. We should watch it together.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing on our week off.
Oh,
We're gonna
let's
get
do
together-
that.
We're gonna get together and watch
And then we
Mamma
could
Mia.
film it.
That's right.
There's a
Film his
difference.
reactions.
If you're a subscriber on Patreon, you'll get to see the behind the scenes of us.
Won't
watching
that
it.
be fun, Jim?
If you visualize this stuff for me, it's going to crap it up. You can't do it. I said I like the music. Let's leave it at that.
Let's leave it
Don't
at
push
that.
a lot.
All right.
You're right. That was pushing a lot, wasn't it? That was.
So the 70s, we see this transition towards visual.
Yep.
Not the full MTV jump, which took it like light years. But you do, because Ed Sullivan's been around for a while. He's featuring bands. You got Top of the Pops coming in. You got all these different kinds of shows.
what bandstand?
Things like that. Yeah, American
Bandstand.
Bandstand, like all these different kind of things. So the marketing side of music starts coming into play. And it's not enough to just perform. You have to present the
You have to
music
be a
as well.
personality
Yes,
too, right?
creating personality. These bands, I think a lot of what was going on as far as tearing up hotel rooms and Alice Cooper being wild and over the top and all this kind of stuff is creating something that they can market.
Yeah.
Selling tickets, selling albums through controversy, through the sort of the overtop image that you're
Right.
seeing. And a lot of that had to do with television because you got SNL comes in and SNL is like, hey, after we're done, you're going to get a show, which is kind of what we're doing here tonight. So if you're around, please stick around.
But they also brought in new people too, right? They
yeah,
were kind
absolutely.
of breaking artists
Yep.
as they came
Well, that's
along.
the Beatles coming to America, started from their performance on Ed Sullivan.
Midnight Hour was a good show. They had a
Oh
lot
my
of
gosh,
live
that's
acts.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wolfman Jack, right?
That's radio, but
No,
yeah.
Wolfman Jack, I
was
think,
it, was it
hosted.
TV?
I don't know. Wasn't it like Don Kirshner?
He did it too, but I think Wolfman Jack did as well.
Okay.
He may have hung around.
But you see, so some of that started in the 60s, but then you've got, 70s color television, everything coming in.
was
you
just
know, all this
thinking
kind of
about the
stuff.
color, yeah.
And so again, a good example of this is Gibson guitars. People wanted to play a white guitar on TV, but because of black and white television, the white would blow out the screen. So they actually
Right.
released a color called TV yellow. So if you're
Oh,
playing on
really?
a black and white TV, it looks like a white guitar,
But
but
it's
it's yellow,
not.
so it doesn't blow out the TV.
Oh, that's
so like
interesting.
television has had a huge impact on music, all the way down to the instruments.
That's interesting. And I think
So-
a lot of the late night shows, which are not as multiple as they are now, right, was Johnny Carson, right? He was And if you were a comedian and he called you up to the couch, then he would, talk to you and you get famous. I think if he went and talked to the artist, because that didn't always happen either.
That's
We'd
right.
go, now they'd have to start interviewing them, and they have
Yep.
to have something to say. And,
Yep.
and it brought people closer to understanding who they were or liking them or whatever it might be. And it was more marketing for them, too, if they could talk about it and not lip sync, which a lot of them did back then because
Yeah.
they had to.
Right. No, yeah.
Because they had
There's
to.
a lot of that.
I saw some video the other day. The mamas and the papas were on something, and they were told to lip sync, and I can't remember what they were on. It was might have even been the Late
So
Show.
all of
and
the-
she was eating a banana while it was.
And that was like a big thing with Top of the Pops. Whenever they did Top of the Pops, they used pre-recorded audio. And so everybody was on, not everybody, a lot of the artists, sort of as a middle finger to, we don't get to play our music, they would do ridiculous things.
Yeah.
There
Michelle
are a
Phelps
lot
was
of
literally
performance of
sitting
that.
there eating a banana
Yeah.
while she
or
was
they'll
supposed to be
intentionally
singing.
say the wrong words so that it doesn't sync up. They would
Right.
have fun with it, which is, hey, look, there's blood.
So if the Beatles were live on Ed Sullivan, although they tuned down half a step for the vocals.
Oh, yeah.
They were live.
So what was that about the yellow guitar? So
Yeah.
if we see a urine-colored guitar, we know why.
But you wouldn't see it 'cause it was black and white
it's a
TV.
color. I was gonna say it's a color called TV. It's called TV yellow. They're pretty rare. You can still get them. Gibson still issues them now, but that color exists because they wanted to play white guitars on some artists wanted to play a white guitar on television,
Yeah,
and
right.
a white guitar on a black and white TV just blows it out, and so they would use yellow, which would still look white on a black and white television. So, and
Speaking of
the
television.
early runs from like 59 and 60 and whatever, those early Les Pauls and stuff in TV yellow are very expensive today. Collector's items.
I was gonna say they probably are collector's
Yep.
items. But I think then
Dick
people
Clark did a lot for bands. Some guy named Martin Woodward out there in YouTube. All right, thanks,
we
Martin.
brought up
Martin.
American Bandstand.
Dick
Appreciate
Clark, yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, one of my favorite TV things is Dick Clark's Rockin' Christmas Eve. You ever seen it?
New Year's Eve.
No, Christmas.
No. Phyllis.
Yeah, the Rockin' New Year's Eve is fantastic.
The
I love
Rockin'
it.
New Year's
Love
Eve.
it.
There was Soul Train
Yes.
that brought out a lot of artists and really so there was a lot and you would
And
you
then
would-
in the 90s, we had the Neon Armadillo for those that like country music.
I don't know that one. I like country.
There's
What's-
line dancing. They would do line dancing every week with all the country
Oh,
artists.
did
So,
they
like, when
really?
Garth Brooks and Alan Jackson and that big 90s wave of country came in.
Ah,
They
okay.
would go to the Neon Armadillo and play the music, and then there would be live line dancing.
So but we're because
That's all I know about country music. So
I know a little more than that. But so Saturday Night Live, which I think is very interesting because have you noticed that they pair up whoever the host is with the artist?
yeah,
So if it's a more famous host, it's a more famous group,
Sure.
right? And I think it's really interesting. But I think they've launched a lot,
yeah.
and they've done some really interesting things on it. And I wonder, and I don't know the answer to this. Once a group or artist is on Saturday Night Live, what happens after that? Do they get a bump? Do they?
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because that's probably the biggest one now.
Yeah, I would say if you're an unknown band and you play in a SNL, you're gonna see some major album sales, ticket sales,
I would
whatever
think
off
so,
of that. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
I would think so.
Absolutely. And there have been so many iconic performances on SNL. I mean, the Elvis Costello when he got banned for Radio. It's interesting.
Yeah.
He wasn't even supposed to be there. It was supposed to be the Sex Pistols.
Oh, yeah?
And the Sex Pistols could not get through customs. They were trying to
really?
come over, and we would not let them in the United States. We said,
Were they
"Oh,
terrorists?"
Those guys, basically,
That's
we're like,
a
yeah,
shame.
the Sex Pistols are not coming in with a name like the Sex Pistols. We're not letting them in the United
Yeah.
States. Not yeah.
Look at their baggage.
And so then they called the Ramones, and the Ramones were like, "Hey man, we don't play second to nobody. If you don't want the Ramones, we're not playing, man."
Did they say it
called
just like
Elvis
that?
Costello. Yeah, just like that.
Just like that?
And then so Elvis Costello was like, "Yeah, I'll come." And he was like, "I'm going to play what I want to play." And they're like, "Do not play Radio." And he's like, Radio. There
Why?
it is."
Why did they not want him to play?
Because of the commercialization. The same thing that we're talking about. That he's basically taking shots at the pre-manufactured industry and the cookie cutter type stuff. And so he had agreed to play a different song, Less Than Zero, I believe, which
Yeah, he
is
started it, then he said,
yeah.
stop, and then
And Less Than Zero is a song about British politician. He was like, "This doesn't make any sense for me to play this over here in America. Let me play something that is relevant in America." Radio.
now it's
And,
foolish for Saturday Night
they
Live
banned him
to
for like
think
10 years.
Radio is going to do what when the audience hears it? What's
Yeah.
going to happen?
They're going to stop listening to the radio, man. They don't want to buy records anymore.
They did ban Sinead O'Connor.
Yes.
after she ripped up the
Picture of the Pope. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So they've kind
A
of,
lot of controversy on SNL.
but I think they like that
They do.
because then
They'll pretend that they don't, but they do.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
then it brings a lot of
Controversy is good for the music industry.
That's marketing again, right?
It is. I hear Bud.
Bud sees his second mom.
So hopefully
That's why.
we're hoping for season 2 we're gonna have a Bud cam set up and we'll be able to get Bud there. So you'll be able to see what's going on.
He's
Anyway,
excited. That's an
These
excited
are
bark.
happy
That's a
barks. These are
very happy
barks,
bark.
so that's
That's
right.
a very happy bark.
All right.
That's right.
Well, let's move right along. We've got a segment that we like to call the Sick Burn of the Week. And if you're here, there's a picture of Mr. Burns in a hospital bed. So
Did we already do television? That was it?
that was what we were just
Do you
talking
have
about.
anything
Jim.
else
Did you
you
have
wanna
something
talk
else
about
for
with
television?
television?
before we
The
go to
thing that
Mr. Burns?
stands out for me in television is the show Miami Vice. That's
that earlier and I forgot it.
that's the first. I remember watching that show. Hey, they're using real songs, which they never did.
Mm-hmm.
They'd use phony songs or they'd use covers, cheesy covers of songs.
and what's one of the biggest songs from it? Do you remember? Phil Collins.
Yeah.
In the Air Tonight. That was huge
Yeah.
on Miami
So-
Vice.
I
Yeah.
love Phil Collins, man.
That's
Love
my
about that
4
earlier.
cents.
I know.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. So Jim had that, and then he's going to take us on to our sick burn. What's our sick burn, Jim?
Well, I'm going to go back to my boys, John and Paul. I almost hate
Such
to
a
mention
shocker. That is
this.
such a shocker.
Well,
Is that what piss off cake means?
yeah. Well, that's the first line in Paul's "Too Many People." He was just angry about stuff Lennon was saying. He sang "Piss Off Cake," but his lyrics are fairly mild. Too many people preaching practices. Don't let them tell you what you want to be. That was your first mistake. You took your lucky break and broke it in two. So that's fairly mild, you know. And of course, Lennon reacted
Why? What did he do?
with his song "How Do You Sleep," which was lines like, "The only thing you done was yesterday. Since you've been gone, you're just another day.
Oh,
A pretty face will last a year or two, but now we'll see what you can do. Those freaks was right when they said you was dead. The only mistake you made was in your head. The sound you make is music to my ears. You must learn something in all these years."
Wow.
So,
What's the name of that song?
How Do You Sleep? It's a good song. I occasionally play it, but it's really unfair. When Paul heard, wait a minute, I didn't. It wasn't just yesterday. He was like, didn't I do? It hurt his feelings, you know. And
Yeah. That's prickly.
there's a PBS thing of John recording that album. It's actually on the Imagine album, which is
Oh, yeah?
the song of peace and love, you know.
Yeah.
And George is playing the slide guitar solo on that, and John's playing him the song, and John's got like an evil grin on his face as George is listening. He looked like a school kid just having fun, you know. So,
It's a shame that they were such. I mean, obviously, such
they
good friends.
they did love each other. They would have ended up back together.
I think they regret.
So anyway, that's that.
Good stuff, Jim.
That
I
was
like that
good.
one. Yeah, I was unaware of that
I
feud.
didn't know it either.
Eternal feud. Cool. Well, that is going to conclude our sick burn of the week. Now we're going to move on to our very nice vinyl.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right. So we're going to be talking about the Rolling Stones' Sticky Fingers here. And not only do I think this is a fantastic album, which I Ted's what's up, Ted? Oh,
Am I on?
you okay? Yeah, you're on, my friend.
Okay, so I just want to let y'all know on this Saturday, Holly Springs has their annual car show on Main Street.
Nice.
Now, Main Street is closed early in the day, so you're going to have to come here early. We will be opened early. Andy will be here to take care of you.
Nice.
Main Street is closed. Classic cars all up and down the street, food trucks, all kinds of good stuff. Come and visit us on Saturday. We're opened all day.
Awesome.
It's supposed to be
All right.
beautiful too.
Hey, Ted, before you leave, come back really quick. What's your favorite Stone song?
My favorite,
Rolling Stone song.
I don't have a favorite Rolling Stone song.
Okay, but
I'm
there's-
sorry.
But you do always ask me to. There's one you always ask me. and
What do I
it's-
ask for?
You always ask Steve and I to play.
Wild Roses?
Yeah,
That's Stones?
that's the Stones, and it's on that album. It's literally
I never knew that
on
was.
This, it's
I
on
never
this
would have
album.
believed that was the Stones because I don't like the Stones.
Oh, look out! All right, well, we're good. That is Ted.
it's on
That is
this
Ted,
album.
the owner of Niche Wine Lounge. Thank you so much.
You know
Ted.
what? Come here just
You know
to
what?
see him.
Yeah, come here to hang out with Ted. Ted
here
is
to hang out with
fantastic.
Ted.
We want to thank him for supporting us. He allows us to do our show here. So anyway, I've got Sticky Fingers here. This is my favorite Stones album. Get it right there. It is also, I think, the coolest album cover ever.
Honestly,
think it's
I
just
thought
awesome.
the back of it was Bruce Springsteen when I saw
Yeah,
it
because
last
it's
week.
got
Born in the USA.
This album has inspired a lot of albums. I think you could say that Born in the USA is probably inspired by
Yeah.
that.
Now that looks like David Cassidy to me.
Jim is an expert on David Cassidy's rear end.
Do
and
you
so
intimately
that's-
know David Cassidy's
sort
rear
of-
end?
So the other Too Fast for Love by Motley Crue also takes inspiration from this album cover. But the other thing that I really like, hold on just a second.
What year is it?
1971.
So we're in the 70s.
So
Yep.
we get this nice Andy Warhol.
Oh, didn't see that before.
Kind of risque for 71 there, but Mick Jagger's package. So that's Andy Warhol doing
Do you
his
know
thing
that that's
there.
Mick? Does it say it's Mick?
Oh, it's Mick, trust me. I know. Jim may be an expert on David Cassidy's rear end, but I am an expert on Mick Jagger's,
Package.
I guess. As a David Bowie fan, I'd have to be. Okay. So original pressings of this, there was a zipper here that actually went up and down. So that's one of my
Like a
dreams.
physical zipper,
It's a physical
right?
zipper. My dream
They're
is
not
to own
easy
an
to
original
find.
copy of this. I've not been able to find one, but that's the dream. I want to own an original copy of this. But anyway, I know Jim and I don't agree on this, but I think the album's perfect. I think it's a work of art. I know he would reprogram it a little differently.
Oh, absolutely. Side
Yeah.
one's a mess.
So, but I think that its imperfections are part of what make it amazing. Now, I do want to address the elephant in the room. Brown
Well-
sugar is controversial. I get that.
So I
it
didn't-
wasn't when they wrote it, but
I didn't know that until you mentioned it last
Yeah.
week, and
Yeah.
then I looked up the lyrics.
right.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Yeah. It's scandalous.
Because the
It's
thing is,
horrible.
Yeah.
it's a character.
Right. And
No,
you know,
I'm not taking. I'm not taking. There's no way to justify.
I mean, I'm not
this.
saying I'd be comfortable singing it. We used to do that way back in the 70s in Master Cylinder, but that was before Google. The only way you get the lyrics is listening, and I couldn't hear any of that, so I just kind of
Well, that's
made
the
up
interesting
words
thing
that
is, I
went
think
with it.
we've all heard Brown Sugar and didn't really realize what
Yeah.
the lyrics were. I know I
it's
did.
a great song, but the lyrics are
Lyrics are horrendous.
difficult to listen to.
They're bad. They're
and
horrendous.
they do not. They don't perform it anymore. They won't. Play
I
it.
was wondering that. I bet they
will not-
won't.
they will not play that
I
song
would not if I
anymore.
were them either.
But having said that, aside from the controversy around Brown Sugar, I think the album, I think it's perfect. I think it's amazing. And
You know-
that song is it's rock and roll history. I mean, 1971 is,
Well, you know what really scares me?
what's that?
Is my favorite song of theirs is also Wild Horses, and
Yeah.
I didn't know that was Ted's as well. But I knew it was the Rolling Stones.
Hey, there we go.
I knew it was the Rolling Stones, and I know
Yeah.
that was kind of their little, not ode to country, but they were kind of,
Well,
it was kind of classified
Dead
a little
Flowers
bit.
on here has got kind of a country vibe to it. They've got some more, folksy country kind of stuff on this album and,
Yeah.
and stuff around this time. Exile on Main Street. Yeah, go ahead.
It's
Jim.
it's my second favorite Stones album, so I do really like it.
What's your first?
Let It Bleed.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
So the weird thing when I try to reprogram, there's only 3 rock songs on the album,
Yeah.
which is strange.
Can't You Hear Me Knockin', Brown Sugar, and
Bitch.
Yep.
So side 1 should end with Knockin'. They should have You Got to Move
Yeah.
in the third
You
slot,
gotta
and then split up Wild Horses and Sway, which have the same feel. It's just a weird programming thing,
Sister
That's-
Morphine and Moonlight Drive. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the ending with
Mom.
Moonlight
Yeah.
Drive. You
Yeah.
know, that's
Yep.
so
you don't have it written down.
I like all.
He
It's
doesn't
in my
need
head,
to. This is yeah.
but I like all the songs on it.
Yeah, I do too, and that's why I think I get what you're saying. Like the order could be different, but
Yeah.
I think that it's a strong
And
album.
you could maybe
Sounds
drop You Got to Move and put in a rocker. Then you could really balance it out.
Where were they in the scheme of their career, so to speak? when they
10 years deep, almost.
Oh, okay.
Almost 10 years
Not
deep.
quite,
right?
yeah.
Not quite. Yeah.
64 to 71.
Yeah.
They were pretty much peaking then with Let It Bleed, that, and the overrated Exile on Main Street. The
Exile on
follow-up.
Main Street is good, but it is about 50-50 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love that album the way that I do with this one. But Let It Bleed is absolutely fantastic. Some Girls is good. That run in there. And I like Satanic Majesty's Request, Goathead Soup, all that stuff. I mean, all of that stuff was good.
There's good songs on all those albums through that 8 or 9 album streak.
Yeah.
But,
They had a strong run.
yeah.
So I don't know that I have anything else to say about it. If you haven't listened to it, definitely go check it out. Do understand that if you look up the lyrics, in particular, Brown Sugar is going to be a little hard to listen to, but everything else is fantastic. It holds up well. Musically, it's good. Yeah, I think all the way around. So that's Sticky Fingers for us, and our drink tonight is Sticky Fingers themed with the I've got the blue balls that taste like apple sauce. All right. Jim has our very nice vinyl of the week for next week. What do you got here,
What
Jim?
is it? What is it? What is
I'm
it?
going to hold it up to the...
Lola versus Power Man in the Money Go Round by the Kinks, 1970.
There you go. We don't have that one on vinyl, but we got it on
No.
compact
Is that
disc.
the whole title of
There's
it?
an actual compact disc there.
Part 1, actually.
Lola versus Power
never did
Man
part
and
2.
the money go round?
Yeah. It's kind of about the music biz.
So we will be talking about this next week, and that will be our final very nice vinyl. We will be ending season 1 with that. And we're also going to do a little thing where we're going to maybe talk about some albums that we might have missed, albums that were important to us. So we'll close out the season
You know what would be
with some
great
of
is
that.
if people kind of...
Yeah, and if you've got some albums that have impacted you or affected your life, we'd like to close out season 1 next week with talking about that. So whether you're here in person, you want to come up to the mic and talk about them, or if you're online, you can send in a message. Go to MaverickRoseMusic.com, and
I'd
you can
love to
always
hear what
email
people-
there, or you can just comment live during the show.
I'd love to hear
on
that.
YouTube. But
Wouldn't
yeah,
that
we
be
would love
fun,
to hear
Jim?
some of the albums that.
Sure, it'll be a blast.
So 2 out of 3 of us would like to hear about the albums that impacted your life
And Jim doesn't give a
meant
crap.
something to you, because
I'll listen.
music is
listen?
what it's all about, man.
Okay.
Music is what it's
Jim
all
will
about.
listen.
I like Savage Young Cylinder. That was a good album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you giving yours away right now?
No, that's one of Jim's albums. Speaking of which, Jim's going to be launching his website on
May 7th.
May 7th, which is his birthday. So come on out to
That's
the
a
Niche.
special day, Jim.
Coming out to Niche Wine Lounge
I'm
and
not
celebrate
looking
with
forward
us.
to it, but
Why?
I don't know. It's something I have to do,
Is it like
so
pomp
we'll-
and circumstance?
He's
It's
gonna-
too much.
What costume will you be wearing?
He's going to put on an hour.
Probably this.
He's going to put on an hour-long performance playing all original content from 10 of his albums over the years, and he will be launching his website. So please do come out and celebrate with us.
I'm going to do a little tribute to my 2 favorite bands at the end.
There you go.
Beatles
Two?
and The Who.
There you go.
I thought it was
So
just
you
the
will
Beatles.
you will want to come out and check that out. Check out that performance.
gonna wear
and-
more
and hang with
makeup?
us, so.
Probably. I'm sure I'll have another zit or 2 by then.
You might have to bring your makeup
He's going
case.
through
Maverick.
puberty right now, so it happens. It happens.
Spiders love my face for some reason.
Spiders
I'm a little
love my
concerned
face.
that
That'd be
you
an
live
awesome
with a lot of
band name.
spiders.
Spiders love my face. Maybe an album. Might name an album. Spiders love my face.
It does
Maybe we'll
sound
do
like
a
a
song
song.
about it later tonight.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
So now that brings us to a segment that we like to refer to as Talk Doggy to Me. This is where we're going to talk about all things dogs. So we work closely with pawfikmatch.org. I'm going to put up, this is going to be a little small because I could not get a larger picture, but we got Sakari up here. Whoop, up there. There. Sakari
that
up
is
there.
kinda
So she is,
small.
but she is available for adoption there at pawfikmatch.org. I put her up because she's a beautiful Siberian Husky. They have multiple Huskies there. I'm a Husky guy. We have adopted 4, 2 of which have come from Pawfik Match. And so
They're so beautiful.
they really
too.
are. So,
But it's not for everybody, right?
No, it
No?
is not. Huskies,
And
are
I think
not
that's good for
everybody.
people to know that.
Yeah. So don't get them just because you do your homework. That's all I can tell you
Yeah.
to do is do your homework.
Yeah.
But I will say, but they have all kinds of wonderful adoptable dogs there at pawfikmatch.org. We got Marty over here. What's up, Marty?
Hey,
He's
Maverick.
adoptable.
I am.
Are you trying to get rid of him? Oh snap!
Wow. Okay. New news for me. Yeah. So no, I just wanted to.
I'd like to give you a loving home if you want to come
Okay,
home.
okay.
Yeah, I got a couch for you, man.
Must like dogs.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Like
so
spiders?
Spiders love my face.
Jim's got an opening.
Sorry,
There's a whole lot of stuff going on
there's
here.
a lot going on.
So no, I actually had the honor of meeting Lily last night.
Yes.
And
And she's one of their adoptable dogs.
Lily
there
is a
at
Pawfik Match puppy.
Yep.
1 year old, and she came up here with Christy, and I asked Christy. They came a night early, so
Yeah.
I asked Christy to send me the details. So we'll read
And,
that.
and,
Yeah,
Christy,
please
and
do.
Christy and Jim are fostering 2 dogs.
They are.
Yes,
They're
they
some of
are
our
fostering.
regulars here,
Which is
and
an
now they're
awesome thing to
fostering,
do.
which is
Thank you,
fantastic.
Christy and Jim.
Really quick, I'll just say, whether you're able to adopt, if you can't adopt, please consider fostering. If you can't foster, donate. Go to pawfikmatch.org. They have an Amazon wish list up there. They have all of their socials, whether it's PayPal or Venmo or whatever, so you can donate. If you are not able to do those things, please consider volunteering. They always need extra help, hands-on and things like that at their events. But yeah, go ahead, Marty. Let's.
So some of the information on Miss Lily here.
Mm-hmm.
Lily is a 1 year old Doberman mix.
Okay.
She's a smaller dog. She's kind of a medium-sized dog, probably 40, 50 pounds, something like that. She was actually born in foster.
Okay.
Her mother came in pregnant and born in foster. Has never been, never had an adoption application go through. So she's super cuddly. She loves other dogs. In fact, she was here with Bud last night.
Yeah.
And had a great time.
They loved on
She
each
wanted
other.
to play. Bud doesn't play, as everybody knows. But yeah,
We
she
found that
also-
out last week.
Yeah, she also loves cats.
Okay.
She's good with cats.
That's huge.
That's a hard thing to find. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
huge.
She's highly intelligent and trainable. In fact, she was just learning to walk on a leash last night
Nice.
and actually did a really good job. Despite her age, she's actually kind of chill.
Yeah.
She's not like super jumpy. She's mid to low energy.
Yeah.
She's completely house trained.
Nice.
In the 2 weeks that they've had her, she's learned to sit, lay down, walk on a leash. She loves loads of cuddles, and she's kind of a big lap dog.
Nice. That's amazing.
One other thing, she loves basking in the sun and Prosecco.
Aw.
Oh, no, wait.
Oh, wait, that's Christy.
That
That's
was
Christy.
Christy. That
That's
was
not-
Christy.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
We
Yeah,
love you, Christy.
there's lots of notes in here. I gotta be careful what I say. So.
That's right, that's
no,
right.
but Lily is a fantastic dog, and if you want to check out Lily, she's out there.
And a big thank you to Chrissy and Jim for opening their home and their hearts. One of the amazing things about fostering is that Perfect Match pays all the costs. So all of the food, all the vetting, all of the necessary supplies, all you have to do is provide shelter and love. So,
Yeah, so go get your puppy.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely.
You know what breaks my heart is that she hasn't had an adoption application.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
My understanding was that all of her siblings were actually adopted.
Oh, no.
And
Aw.
there was some feedback on that she was a black dog, and unfortunately, black dogs are not often
That's true.
looked at. And now she does have brown on her legs and whatever, but it's a
beautiful.
perception,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
they're statistically that
But
is
a very
true.
sweet dog, and she's certainly out there on the Perfect Match site and out on Pet Finder and all that kind of
Excellent,
good stuff. So
excellent.
check out
Well,
Lily.
thank you to Jim, to Christy, to you for helping bring the message out about Perfect Match. So, and we'll be back next week with some more adoptable dogs.
Absolutely.
And we're-
I'll turn it back over to Jim and I. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Jim,
look out.
oh, yeah.
There it is.
And
It doesn't
we're-
have to
I
be
just
me,
needed a
man.
sip.
That's right.
And
That's right.
wherever you are, there are so many in-need animals.
That's exactly right. So if you are not local to the Triangle area, Perfect Match deals with dogs specifically, but if you're into cats, there are all kinds of wonderful cat rescues. Other animals, I know Wake County Animal Shelter currently has a chinchilla. So there are all types of animals.
a lot
that
of
need loving
bunnies,
homes out there.
unfortunately, right
so,
now, too.
And please, spay and neuter because the pet population is
Please.
out of hand. So, and adopt, don't shop. So
Abs-
they're not
huge.
just catchphrases. They actually mean
They
something.
mean
They do
a
make a
lot.
difference. So
That means a lot.
absolutely. All right. Well, that is our talk. Talking to me. That means it's time to write a song, Jim. Let's get this thing going.
Another good title, Bud Don't Play.
Bud don't play.
But don't
That's
play.
true.
He just doesn't know how.
I want to write.
Because talking
I
about
want to
adopting
write
dogs-
"Spiders Love My Face" right now, though. That's the one I want to write. That's right. Bud
Don't Play-
Bud Don't Play is the first song on the album "Spiders Love My Face."
Bud don't play and
By
spiders
Gemini.
don't lay.
All right. We'll get
There you
Jim the
go.
guitar going there.
Does that
Get
have
things
Jim's
going.
name on it?
So I do want to go ahead and yours has your name on it as well. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're on our 11th episode, and she's just now figuring out that I labeled her mic the first week. All right.
Like Jim Croce.
That's right. So I do want to say really quick, because we are winding down. We're in the last probably 5 to 10 minutes of the show here. I want to thank everybody for being here, continuing to support us. Season 1 has been fantastic. We're going to polish things up for Season 2 for you. Please do go to patreon.com/the Maverick Rose Music Hour. We appreciate all the support there. You can also go to maverickrosemusic.com. Let me put that up on the screen for you here. And check out everything from my books of poetry to the stuff for open mic night here at the Niche, which we'll be hosting each and every Tuesday. And all of the information, about this
This
show.
has been so much
everything
fun,
else.
and we
And
so
I-
appreciate everybody watching.
Yes, and I have not yet made this official announcement, but we will, after some negotiation and stuff, I will be continuing Retro Rewind into year 2, and Jim is going to be helping me out with that as well. And we may, in fact, be hosting that here. We're still figuring that out, but we may be hosting Retro Rewind here as sort of a addendum adding on to
I love that.
the podcast. So
Will you
we're working out
invite
the
me on
details
Retro
on that.
Rewind
But,
sometime?
but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Jim might be
So all of that
hang
information,
around.
like I say, is on the website. So
That's
go
awesome.
over there to the website and check that out.
Anyway.
And do come check out Niche Wine Lounge. They do live entertainment 6 nights a week out here at Niche. Thank you, Ted, for supporting the local music community. Without you, none of this could be possible. And a big shout out to Rescue Wood Rehab, Marty there.
Yeah. He's not really adoptable.
But
Sorry.
he's not really okay. So you can take your applications that you just sent to my website. Don't worry about that.
I'm keeping him.
No, she's gonna keep him.
I'm gonna keep
She
him.
decided. You are my favorite of his wives.
Well,
so
I
I'll
do
say that.
appreciate that.
All right, my friend, take it away. Give me something a little bluesy. My stories tell me that Bud don't play. Yeah, you know that's what they all say. They say that Bud don't know, but he don't play. Many dog found out the hard way. They tried to get down with him. They wanna see him play, but Bud, no, Bud don't play. Don't matter if her name is Lily or Hobo, Bud don't play. That gives me a little room to make a segue to talk about something else. You know, we don't have to just say that Bud don't play. 'Cause I think everybody out there needs to know that spiders love Jim's face. It's a PSA, but don't play. And spiders love Jim's face. It's a PSA, but don't play. But those spiders, they just love Jim's face. He had to go to Walgreens and buy makeup by the case. Now Ziggy Stardust knows that spiders come from Mars, but Jim didn't put on a tinfoil hat to keep him away. And now those spiders, they just they love Jim's face. So you should probably let him borrow Bud for a night, because we know that Bud don't play. Thank you so much out there in internet land. We would appreciate it if you're watching on YouTube. Please do subscribe. Toss a thumbs up if you enjoyed. All of you out here at Niche Wine Lounge, hang around. We're going to be doing some more performances. Jim's going to play a little bit, then I'll join him, and we'll do that. So you might even say that Jim and I are going to be playing together. So do hang around for that. Like I said, go on over to Maverick Rose Music. Check us out. Check out the Patreon, everything else. Big shout out to Jake, Zinbad TV. He is our executive producer looking out. Thank you again.
Jake.
Rescue
Hey,
Wood
Jake.
Rehab.
Zinbad.
Thank you to Niche. That's right. Appreciate all of you. Have a great week, and we will
Thank
catch
you
you for
all.
the final episode
Not
of
final,
season
final.
1. Of season 1.
Okay. All right.
Next week.
Didn't know
All
if you
right.
were getting fired.
We'll catch you next week. All right. Thanks again.